Okay. Switch the music really quick. I don't want Derek while I'm talking to you. Okay. Thanks you guys for showing up today. We just had a full moon in Leo. Hope you saw it over the weekend. It was gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous. In the last class, Danielle and Lisa were with me in the last class, and I shared a little bit of the astrological report. I'm going to give you a different scenario with this full moon for gentle, and we'll come back and revisit that with some little guided imagery at the end of the practice. So what we're going to start off with today, we're going to start off with a couple yin poses to start with, and then we're going to move into a flow, and then we're going to drop into restorative. Hopefully we'll have time for a little taste of yoga nidra at the end. We'll see. There was something else I wanted to say before this class started. What was it? Menopause brain. It's not fun. Oh well, it'll probably come to me eventually. Oh, I know what it was. Debbie, I just had to look over here. Debbie has the cutest, sweetest puppies ever. 2 litters of puppies. The first litter is already called for. The second litter, there's 4 more. 3 boys and a girl. Oh, tell them what. Straight puppies?
They're English golden retrievers. So they're white. And they're a little stuffier than American.
So if anybody wants a white golden retriever, one of the best dogs ever, they are the cutest and sweetest thing ever. She's your girl. All right. We're gonna start in passive crocodile pose. Frank, you have golden retriever.
I got it.
You're good.
I got an 8 straight six.
Oh wow. Wow. So we're gonna come to passive crocodile. And that means the feet are gonna splay open. You're gonna be on your belly. Keep your chest lifted for a moment. Walk your elbows ahead of your shoulders, cross your arms. So Trisha, bring your elbows a little bit more forward so they're not perfectly aligned. Yeah, and now bow your head. And as you bow your head down, you are creating a little pressure at your forehead, what we call the third eye. And there's actually a marma point or acupressure point here that helps to induce some mental peace. Now, before I begin talking anymore to you, I want you to check in with your low back, your pelvis, your hips, your legs. If you're feeling any tension, any tightness in this area, then lift your head back up and give a little shimmy and shake, a little rocking and rolling here. Loosen it up, and then drop back in. Sometimes that can help. So this particular full moon is exactly in between the eclipse season. And because it's in the month of February, it's called the snow moon. Now, this particular reading that I'm going to share with you regarding the moon was written by New Earth Almanac, which is a local publication. Is there something simmering just beneath the surface? Do you feel it gently but firmly asking to be uncovered? This full snow moon will be at its peak. Well, it was at its peak last night. This full snow moon is shining brightly in the dark sky. Its cold stillness and quietness is helping to illuminate what used to be hidden. Notice if anything has been highlighted in your mind. Are you facing any demands to create change? Sometimes it's in the small stirrings of the silence of the night that grabs our attention, hoping that we will make a meaningful shift. So in this practice, and as you're resting and breathing now, try to use your breath to calm and slow your mind. Quiet the inner noises so that your higher self or higher heart can be heard. The spiritual meaning of the snow moon is the practice of sensory awareness. And to be more aware, it requires us to slow down. This is not the time to force, but just to be alert. Realize that beneath the layers of snow are signs of renewed life beginning to grow. And each of us may be having some new beginnings towards a new direction, whether it's a hope, dream, desire, or waiting to be uncovered. Let this be a time of awakening your soul. The snow moon carries a great amount of hope. Maybe you feel it rising up inside, like the buttercups that will soon be emerging from the cold ground, inspiring us to have faith in what we cannot see. Knowing that beauty is always created, whether we see it or not. Soon, the sun may feel warmer, and the days will eventually get longer, and we'll see the pops of springtime blanketing the ground. All of this is beginning now underneath the surface. So notice what is happening beneath your surface. As you continue to breathe in and out through the nose, feel the belly swelling as you breathe in. You feel that pressure lighten up as you breathe out. On your next inhale, gently begin to lift the head up. Walk the elbows in to stack underneath your shoulders and spread out your fingers, lifting your chest. Now bring your right foot a little closer in. Look over your left shoulder and slide your left knee up to the blanket alongside your hip, flipping to the inside of the foot. Press down to the forearms, elevate your heart, and check in with your low back. If this is not feeling good to your low back, you're going to travel the elbows forward, take prayer hands, and let your head rest in your thumbs. And that should relieve the pressure or the compression that you might have been experiencing. Pick one of those formations and close your eyes. And if you feel inspired to be more yin, you can bow your head. And if you bow your head, you may even want to slightly angle the head towards the right shoulder. If that's too much for your neck, you can leave it out. You can even keep the head held up. Concentrate on your breath work. give you a little quiet time to notice if anything's being highlighted in your mind, or maybe seeking to find what is stirring under the surface. The head is lowered. Go ahead and lift it up. And then slide your left leg back. Gaze over the right shoulder. Draw the right knee up this time. Flip to the inside of the foot. And then test the waters here. Trying the Sphinx position first. And again, if that's a little cranky to the low back, you don't have to stay here. You can bring the arms ahead and lower into prayer hands. Using this to open the heart, open the hips, to strengthen the back. If you decide you want the yin element, you're welcome to bow the head, but maybe this time, tilting the head over to the left. Slowly and deeply, in and out through the nose, unless you need your mouth. Head is lowered. Go ahead and inhale, lift it up. Slide your right leg back and lower down towards your chest. Bring the hands up underneath your shoulders. Push up to tabletop a moment just to move the blanket to the side. And then from here, stack onto your hands, curl the toes under, lift up and back to downward facing dog. From downward facing dog, go ahead and walk it out, bending one knee, pretty knee, straightening out the opposite leg, and then swapping sides. charging into your calves a moment, stretching out through your ankles. And then come to stillness, push to the balls of the feet, stretch out through your arms, your spine, your legs, refining this position. And then slowly begin to travel the feet forward towards the top of the mat, eventually lifting your hands as you come into dangling pose. So dangling pose, the knees are going to be bent. Your arms hang free like a rag doll. Your second option is to cross your arms. So there's not as much applied pressure to the feet. There's not as much muscular engagement. You might notice the cheeks of the face may start to feel a little heavy as gravity pulls them down towards the eyes. If you're holding tension inside your mouth or jaw, feel free to slightly part your lips. The yogis say that the indwelling place of the moon is at the crown of the head. And so we're allowing the energy and the blood flow to pour to this region. So I'll take a cleansing breath, breathing in through the nose, let it escape through the mouth. All right, when you're ready, bend the knees. Hold the navel in towards the spine and roll it up one vertebra at a time, nice and slow, until the shoulders roll back and your head lifts up. Now notice when you roll up that way, how it really expands your chest. You may feel slightly lightheaded after that version, so just stand with the tension, let it even out. And then we're going to take the hands to the hips and we're going to separate the feet wide, where the heels are on the mat and the toes are turned off the mat. All right, we're going to bend the knees and we're going to bring the hands together to prayer. So starting in Kali Goddess, we're inhale, straightening the legs, lifting the arms up overhead, and then exhale, lion's breath out. Good, bring the fingertips together below the navel. Inhale, slowly straighten the legs, lift the arms up overhead. Exhale, lion's breath. This full moon was in Leo. Inhale, hands together, climb up. Exhale, lion's breath. One more. Good, now stabilize your legs and you're gonna twist to the left and then rotate to the right. Try not to let the knees wobble. You're only moving from the waist up. So if your knees are still wobbling, even though you're attempting not to, go slower. It's one of those things where it's like, you know, tapping the head and rubbing the belly. Trying to tell the lower body to do one thing, be stable, be still, be focused, be strong, and the upper body's bringing in mobility. movement. Good, relax your arms. Come back to center, straighten your legs. Good, now turn your feet to be square again. They're kind of resting on the outseam of your mat. You're gonna draw the navel in. You're gonna cross your left arm, I'm not mirroring you guys, left arm across towards the right leg. Belly in, and you're just slowly starting to roll down. Now there's going to be, most likely, a section or a segment here where you have a little greater sensation. So even if you can tip all the way down towards the foot, like for me, I felt it more a fraction of the way down, so I'm coming back up. This is where I was feeling it. You could have a completely different experience. So what we're trying to target here is the left side of the low back, specifically what's called a QL muscle. And your head's just hanging loose and limp. So is the left fingertip. Notice your breath. Breathe out a little slower. And when we store stress or tension in the body, sometimes it calcifies. When that happens, it usually turns to some sort of discomfort, elements, maybe becoming a little painful at times. So we're trying to seek and find the root cause of that. Maybe it's because we've been too sedentary. Maybe it's because we haven't forgiven someone. It's because we're holding on to a grudge. We've been lost in motion. All right, we're gonna pull that navel in and then slowly lead with the back of the left shoulder to come up. And once the shoulder comes up, your head will eventually come up. All right, second side. Right arm's gonna cross over your midline towards your left leg. Draw that navel in like you're trying to pierce it towards the vertebrae. And begin to slowly roll it down. One section at a time. It's okay to go all the way down towards your flexibility or your edge there. But then remember, it's not really about targeting the legs here. It's about targeting the right side of the low back. So find a sweet spot, not where it feels really comfortable, but where you're finding some discomfort, where that band is more tightly woven. Every time you breathe out, think about letting something go. You can even tell your body, I see you, I hear you, I feel you. I release this energy out of my body. Sometimes these longer holds can get a little intense. Let's just hold a few more breaths. Let's draw that navel in now. Lead with the backside of your right shoulder to slowly roll up. And eventually when the right shoulder comes up and back, then your head will align back to center. Whew. Okay, feet more together. Come to the top portion of your mat and bring your hands to prayer. Inhale, let the arms circle wide and overhead. Come to Urdhva Hastasana. Root your feet down, line up your skeletal system, and hug the muscles close to the bone. And as you exhale, lower your left arm down and curve to your left side with your right arm overhead. Just let the left arm just fall gently by the wayside. Yeah, that shoulder stripping away from your earlobe. All right, inhale, let's pull both arms back up, recenter at the top. Exhale, bring the right hand down and curve to the opposite side. Just notice which side you have more freedom with. Good, inhale, when you come up to the top, lower that left arm down, and you're gonna step to the left. And when you step to the left, Sharon, Lily, and Anna are now the front of the room. Now turn your feet to be parallel. Have your legs straight. Keep your hands at your hips or waist. Draw the shoulders back. Pull up through the navel center, up through your heart center. And then exhale, start to dive down. Straight legs, firm feet. Now your hands can stay at your waist and your shoulders rolling back, but if you would rather have your hands to the floor, you're welcome to take it there. Just hanging out upside down for a minute, refreshing the skin of the face. Bringing some stimulation to the senses. At the same time, we're calming the mind. Affirming here as you hold. I release any and all mental barriers and burdens away. On your next inhale, go ahead and lean forward and slowly rise up. Leading with the back side of your arm. Take your arms up and out like a V. Palms facing this painted wall in front of us. Good, now lower the arm shoulder height. Turn your right foot towards the front side of the room. As you exhale, lunge that knee, come into Virabhadrasana 2. Not holding warrior 2, we're bringing the forearm down to rest underneath and taking the left arm to shine up overhead, side angle. But we're gonna rotate this top arm, so stretch it over the left ear. And then look down as you lower the left hand, clockwork it back towards your left hip. Bring it back up towards the ceiling and do it again. Stretch it out towards the front of the room. Bring it down towards the inside of the foot. Back it up towards the hip and shine it up towards the side. Do it one more time, rotating the arm, circling it around. Bring the arm back up overhead and do it one more round. Doesn't that help to take the attention out of the hip? Maybe, maybe not. Inhale, bring it back up. Warrior 2. Now turn your palms open. Inhale, straighten the right leg. Lift the arms up to frame the ears. Good. Exhale, lunge the right knee. Turn your head and look out over the right hand. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, keep your right toes facing the short edge of the mat. Inhale, straighten up. Gaze towards the dark wall. And then exhale towards the light wall. Do it one more round. Inhaling. Exhaling to warrior 2. Hold and breathe. Affirming I joyfully manifest the power of my own strength. Cartwheel the arms down. Spin off your back heel. Come into that runner's lunge. Now this is where you may want to pull the blocks in. If you do, have them underneath your shoulders. Straighten out your left leg. Pause for a moment. And if you feel a little airy in your left hip, roll and dial it towards the front of the room. Even out your sacrum, square your hips. All right, this is gonna be the inhale here. Exhale, lunge the knee. And then we're gonna flow with breath. Inhale, straighten out. Exhale, lunge the knee. Good, continue that process. Inhale, standing Padmanasana. Exhale, runner's lunge. Good, 2 more. And last one. Good, when you're ready, springboard the back foot forward. The blocks can go away for a moment and bow your head down. Now at this point, you can choose. Do I want active Uttanasana, legs aligned, muscles engaged? Or do you want soft knees and a ragdoll position in the upper body? Either way is fine. If you've been engaged with your legs, softly bend your knees. Bend your knees a little more, dip the tailbone slightly more. Scoop the belly in and slowly roll it up 1 vertebra at a time. Your feet are pushing down, your belly scooping in, you're rolling yourself up. And then shoulders back, head held high, Tadasana. Good, bring your hands to Anjali Mudra, prayer position at your heart. All right, inhale, let your arms circle wide and overhead. Exhale, we're bringing the right arm down and curving to the right. Chandrasana, crescent moon. Inhale, building right back up. Exhale, lean across to the other. Hopefully it feels a little better since we've done this before. Inhale, back up to the top. Exhale, hands to heart. You're gonna step to the right this time. And then go ahead, you may have stepped forward to Kali Goddess, but now straighten out your feet, straighten out your legs, feet parallel, facing the windows. Let your hands come back to your waist, let your shoulders roll back. Good, exhale, pour down. Hinge from the hips instead of the waist. And then you can decide here, do you want to keep the hands at the waist or do you want to descend the hands to the floor? Breathing in and out through the nose. Confirming as you hold. I release any and all mental barriers and boundaries. Remember, yoga is not just about gaining flexibility in body. It's about becoming more open-minded and open-hearted. Pressurize the feet. Lean forward with your head. Use the back of your heart to come up to stand. Strong legs, strong core. And once you rise, take the arms up and out like Da Vinci pose. Good, bring the arms out shoulder height. Turn your left foot towards the front of the room. Exhale, lunge the knee like you're coming into Virabhadrasana. Good, let's go ahead and tip down, rest on the forearm, right arm skyward. And we're gonna rotate this arm. So circle that right arm overhead. Down towards the inside of the foot. Back it up towards the hip. And overhead again. Continue, but go slow. Be methodical, be mindful. The inhale taking half the circle, and the exhale taking the other half. The next time the right arm shines up, Go ahead and push down through the left foot to come up to Virabhadrasana 2. Toes are still facing the short edge of the mat on that front foot. Open up your palms. Now, when you straighten the left leg, turn to face the windows, arms lift alongside the ears. And then exhale, re-lunge that knee, toes facing the front, and you can gaze out over the left hand. Inhale up. Exhaling back to warrior 2. Continue that repetition. Last one. Affirming as you hold warrior, I joyfully manifest the power of my own inner strength. Good. Exhale. Bring the hands down. Spin off the back heel. Come to that runner's lunge. Determine here. Do I need the blocks? And if I do, what height of the blocks are best? From here, straighten out the front leg. Notice that right hip. When you dial it around towards the left foot, you should feel the outseam of the left leg fire up more. Now, this is going to be our in-breath. Breathing in, breathing out into the lunge. Good, continue. Inhale. And exhale. Slowly and deeply breathing. And letting the movement match. In other words, it's not fast and furious. The full moon can kind of give us that abundant energy to make us want to do that. But keep it slow and steady. All right, from here, launch that back foot forward. Go down to Uttanasana. Move the blocks out of the way. Inhale, come halfway up. Exhale, this time when you pour down, we're gonna inhale, step to plank. From plank position, exhale, back up, downward facing dog. Look at the alignment of your feet. Just have a few inches in between the big toes. And we're gonna take 3 full breaths here. Breathing in once. Breathing in twice. Breathing in the third time. After that out breath, you can settle down to the knees. And we're going to come off the knees and down to the floor. When you come down to the floor, I want you to grab one of your blocks. And you're going to place it in between your knees or thighs. And lower down to your back. So from this position, have your arms beside you, palms facing down. Squeeze the block. Push down to the mound of the big toes. Tuck the tailbone and lift up to Setu Bandhasana, a lower bridge position. As you exhale, you're going to lower down one vertebra at a time. You're going to pick up your feet, hands and head. You're going to stretch the fingertips towards the toes as the head lifts towards the block. Good. Now lower the hands and feet back with the head. Inhale, press up, Setu Bandhasana, squeeze the block. Exhale, lower down one vertebra at a time. Inhale, crunch in. Fingertips reach towards the feet as you float up. Exhale, lower the hands and feet and back of the head. Good. Inhale, lift up. Setu Bandhasana, squeeze through the buttocks. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Draw in. Exhale, release back down. This is the new flow. Inhale, lift to bridge. Exhale, lower to your back. Inhale, scoop in. And then exhale, return. You're going to do one more of those on or on. Once you descend back down, open your arms out like a T. Palms open towards the heavens. You're going to contain that block between your thighs, but you're going to hover the feet right above your mat. Angle your knees about, I don't know, a third or halfway down off to the left side. And then bring the knees back up. Do it again, off to the left, same side, third or halfway. Massaging those muscles, and then back to center. This requires a little bit of core action as well. Hopefully you feel that piriformis that we're helping to massage here. You're not tucking the knees to the chest, you're just barely hovering the feet so the knees are aligned more over the pelvis. All right, this time let's go ahead and take the twist. Roll the knees off to the left side. But we're going to change the position of the arms here. So they are right now, currently, out like a T. But we're going to slide the hands down for an A-frame position. And then slowly roll your head to the left shoulder. Eyes can be open or shut. Inhale, turn your head to center. Fly the arms back up like a T, more shoulder height. Go ahead and squeeze the block between the legs. Bring the knees back over the round of the pelvis. All right, now to the other side. Squeeze the block. Roll a third or halfway off to the right. And then inhale back to center. Continuing with repetition. You may find that one side's more sensitive than the other. On the next round, you can go ahead and spill off to the right with your knees and feet. Land them down. But then we're going to slide the hands down as well. And then roll the head towards your right shoulder. Now we're going to switch more towards some restorative type poses. Couple more breaths here. Turn your head first. Draw the knees up next. Take the block away for a moment and hug the knees towards your chest. Apanasana. Feel that stretch, the low lumbar area of your back. Let it flatten down. Now let's go ahead and land the feet back to the floor. Find that block with your hand again. Tuck and lift back to bridge, but this time the block's gonna slide up underneath the sacrum. Now, just so you know, you have a choice to be here. And maybe you want to keep your feet firmly planted on the ground. But I was really trying to get you towards waterfall, which is flying the feet all the way up into waterfall pose. This is good for our circulation. This is good to drain the lymphatic tissues in the lower body. And if you want to do that more, you can pump the feet, pointing and flexing through the ankles. And it's okay if you just want to hold it in stillness. I was mentioning in the last class, remember, if you have disruption of sleep with the full moon, you can always do legs up the wall in the evenings before you go to bed. Now let's go ahead and bend the knees and lower the feet to the floor. But I want you to slide your left leg out in front of you. Resting on the heel. And if that doesn't feel good to the low back, you can walk it back. Slide the left foot back. And now slide the right leg ahead. Kind of a hybrid between the full and half bridge. Let's slide the right foot back. Let's tuck and lift away from the block and roll it down one vertebra at a time. Catch the knees once more. Try not to overly squeeze the knees. A little can be enough. All right, I want you to roll to one side of your body. Because we're going to set up time just like flew way too fast. But I'm gonna take a little bit over if that's okay. If not too bad. Just kidding. So how about I set up like this? Where the bolster's under the thighs and knees, maybe the blocks under the feet. And your blanket can go under head. It can weigh down your belly, or you can totally unroll it and wrap it and cover your whole self. See how this feels for you. My comfort. Take a few rounds of breath. Breathing in and up towards your heart. And breathing out, down to your feet. I want you to bring your attention, awareness into your right hand. Relax each of the fingers, palm, your wrist. Allow that same attention and relaxation to be driven up into the right forearm, upper arm, and shoulder. Soften the right side of your chest, the left side of your chest. Cross to the left shoulder. Allow that same attentiveness and relaxation now stream down the left upper arm, the left forearm, wrist, palm, hand, and fingers. Follow the breath back up into your heart. Follow the breath down and soften your upper and lower belly. Relax the pelvic floor. Let it stream down through both thighs, knees, shins, feet, all 10 toes. Relax and soften the muscles of the face. Especially the skin around your eyes, nose, mouth, and ears. If you are still paying attention, feel the weight of your head. Release and relax the back of your neck. Bring that same attention and relaxation down through the upper back, your mid back, your low back, your buttocks. Slide it down the back side of your legs. The weight resting in your heels. I want you to use your imagination to transport yourself to a place where it's really frigid and cold. I'll give you a few suggestions. Telluride, Colorado. Somewhere in Alaska, or perhaps the Swiss Alps. A place where the mountain is covered in snow. A place where you're able to catch a gondola or a ski lift up to get an aerial view. You're bundled up from head to toe, but you're taking the lift and climbing higher and higher in elevation. Catch this majestic view. Everything is pure white, covered in snow. Imagine the cold, brisk air tapping the face as you jump off the lift, wearing your snow boots or perhaps your snow shoes. Having your poles in your hands to help you to walk. The snow is thick. There's a glacier up above. That beautiful hue of blue. Just as the reading said before, imagine what is growing beneath the surface of the soil. once you spend a little time in the snow, you're going to catch the gondola or the ski lift back down the slope. But as you enter onto the lift, it magically begins to change. No longer bundled. There's no longer feet of snow. But instead, you're seeing all the green, the wildflowers that have been popping up like in the springtime. Take the ride back down, taking in all the various pops of color. Sun shining brightly. Now the air has turned very warm. At the base, take it out. And they give you just a little piece of silence to give you a moment and an opportunity to go within, to see what is wanting to surface inside of you. You're still awake. Say mentally with them, I am awake. State this affirmation. I am calm and serene. I am calm and serene. Let's go ahead and begin to create a little movement in the hands and feet. Maybe draw the knees up one last time. Maybe swaying, rocking, rolling side to side. Turning over to one. Coming up to take a seat. Feel free to sit on your prop if you need it. Bring your hands to the Let's chant Om together to end our practice. Circle the arms up. Being the root word for Amen. We all walk away from this practice inspired to pay attention to see what the full moon is highlighting within us. And to realize we all have potential growth inside. May we all continue to live out our yoga, taking it from the mat and off the light in me honors and bows to the light in each of you. Today, I did want to share that I took you 10 minutes over. I really wanted you to have a long relaxation with the full moon. I do want to say I'm doing 2 workshops here this month. So Friday night is one of them. It's going to be my annual restorative and healing touch. The healing touch is actually like physical adjustments and Thai yoga massage added in. You get it for each and every pose. And then on the 26th, Anne is back. We are teaming up to do the Acne Detox. So if you like yin yoga, we start off with yin yoga. We then put 5 acupuncture needles in the ears. Then I take you through a long guided yoga nidra, very similar to what you just did, except much more lengthy. But that's going to be the 26th. And I think there's 2 more workshops this month as well. The 19th, I actually signed up to come to this one. It's going to be Bharati, who's a physical therapist. She is working with the low back and the SI joints. And then I think there's a Nada yoga with JoJo at some point. I can't remember the date for that, but look on the schedule. And the last thing I'll say is I have 1 room left for Joshua Tree Yoga Retreat. If anybody's interested, that's going to be coming up in April 20th through the 24th. You're not looking at that one, but maybe you still want to do a retreat. Jen and I are doing one to Guatemala, and that's going to be in September 9th to the 16th. And then the last one I'm doing this year is going to Rishikesh, India, the urban capital of the world. So if you feel like being very adventurous,